What's up, my peoples? A little late doing a video today. I will have another one right after this. I have to expose somebody, but until then, let's talk about a fragrance. This DB, and I'm about to take you behind the nonsense. So today we are going to talk about Tom For Noir Extreme. I got a little mixed emotions about this one. I've always liked the Tom Ford Noir, and I always looked at the notes of the Tom Ford Noir Extreme, and I always saw the rose and orange blossom and some other stuff in it. I'm just like, man, I just don't think that's anything that I want to put my hands on. But recently I got a hold of a big old bag of decants, and I saw this one in there, and I said, you know what, I'm not going anywhere today, let me put this on. So I wore it. So immediately I got a staunch bit of rose in there. I caught some vanilla, I caught some sandalwood, I think there's some cinnamon in there. I think I smell some cinnamon, and definitely get some cardamom in there. It's a very pungent, kind of offsetting smell off the beginning. It's almost like a Date for Men toned down with like a heavier vanilla and rose in it. So if anybody's ever watched my videos, I do not like Date or Office for Men. They're way too much for what they are. And what they are is, in my opinion, a $50 100 ml bottle. That's my opinion. But opinions are like the backside holes. Everybody's got one. So anyway, that's what I got off of this one. Really nice, rich vanilla, some sandalwood, some cardamom. Like I say, I think I smelled some cinnamon in there. I may be wrong. Something's kind of cinnamonish of some way in there. Maybe the vanilla maybe has that with the cardamom, could create a cinnamon smell. Anyway, I got 2.5 hours projection off of it and 10 hours longevity. So I mean, I was quite happy. I know a lot of people don't see Tom Ford as a designer, but in my opinion, Tom Ford is a designer, just because it's the very nature of the explanation of the difference between a designer, niche, and an indie. Excuse me, a designer is obviously someone who makes things other than colognes. A niche is someone who makes nothing but colognes. And an indie is obviously someone who creates their own, just a normal, average, everyday Joe. I'm sure everybody started off as an indie one way or another. So, it's a bit much in the price range for a designer, and I'm not a huge Tom Ford fan. There's only a few that I feel like have to be in a man's collection. That's Lost Cherry, the original Noir, and Ombre Leather are the three that I think if you don't have from Tom Ford, then you don't really like Tom Ford all that much. So there are more. Black Orchid, I know it's a women's fragrance. I know they came out with a men's version, but I wore the women's version and I absolutely love it. And I truly feel like Black Orchid and Noir Extreme have a lot of similarities. Just a few different ingredients with it, and I mean, to me, that's what it smells like. So anyway, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I will not buy a whole bottle simply because I live a certain way. I'm not going to pay $150 for a designer fragrance. I hardly ever do that. I'd rather spend $60 on niche, which I feel like there's a lot of niche out there I can get for $60, and they smell a lot better than a lot of the Tom Fords I wore. So anyway, full bottle worthy, yes. Smell wise, price wise, there's no way I'm touching any Tom Fords for the price he puts them out at. I'd rather spend $250, $350 on a by Killian, Killian Paris, than I would any Tom Ford brands at all. They're just, in my opinion, just not worth it. I'll get anywhere from 10 to 30 ml decants, save myself a bunch of money. That's all I need really anyway. So Anyway, congratulations to the winner. It was announced in Dapper, Kevin Z, as I put on there. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate everybody who got into the raffle. And there's only 6 of them. That's y'all's fault. I gave y'all from 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock at night. That's like 9-10 hours that people had to get involved. So anyway, time for Noir Extreme. Take it as you would. In my opinion, if you would mix Black Orchid and Office for Men, I think that's what you get out of Time for Noir Extreme. My opinion, very humbled opinion. So I mentioned earlier that Dapper was going to do a run on Dapper soaps. So I will explain that real quick, and then I will hop off here and do another video because I have to get this out today. Travis knows a guy and a woman, I can't remember if they said they were family or not, I apologize, who do natural shea butter soaps. I was given a sample of Black Phantom, Dapper's version, and a Black Phantom bar of soap. So he wants to get that out there, see how it does. He's looking at roughly $17.50 for a nice big old bar of soap, and that's including shipping. So I think it's worth a try. Drop down at the bottom here in the comments section if you think it'd be something you'd be interested in. Not all my subscribers are in the Dapper fragrance family. Just figured it'd be something I'd like to see what you guys think of. So drop me a comment and let me know. Until then, this is DB, and I'll see you in the next story. I just took you behind the nonsense. Y'all have a good night.